Good morning, everyone. Doing another video here on school shootings, and I'm going to get right down to what the real problem is regarding these school shootings. Real problem is not guns. The real problem is not mental health, and a lot of people say that. Certainly, those are issues, and I'm not going to say that they're not issues and they're not important, but the real problem is why these school shootings occur is a lack of security in the school systems and a lack of school administrators, principals, superintendents, etc., not doing the job that they're required to do. Now, you cannot walk into CIA headquarters. You cannot walk into Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI headquarters. You can't walk into any government building. They have checkpoints. Not only do they have checkpoints, they have great big concrete barriers out in front of most of the buildings so that you can't drive a truck into the building with a lot of explosives. So it's a security thing. You don't hear mass shootings going on at most of those places, at government buildings. And the reason why is they have good security. School systems need to have the same amount of security. And the thing about it is that the school systems have pretty much all the resources that they need to enhance their security one whole heck of a lot without having to spend any additional money. Granted, spending additional money and buying certain equipments and so forth will help the situation, but there's a lot that can be done with the resources that exist. For example, the front doors of the school should always have guards on them. During the morning and afternoon, when kids are coming in and out and buses are loading, there should be at least 4 guards on the front door. You can use students and teachers to do this. You don't need to hire any special guards. You could use seniors in high school, use the older students, and have a teacher with them. Teachers can rotate, and also students can rotate these positions. So you get a lot of students and you train them, and get the teachers train them, and they rotate on these positions. Some of them will have a duty in the morning, some of them will have it in the afternoon, some of them will have it like a couple of days a week, and so forth. So you rotate those duties. There should be no doors, especially the main entrance, that is unattended at any time. And there should also be an intruder alert system set up within the school system, and that can easily be done. The school systems have intercom systems. The guards can, on the front door, issue an intruder alert, and all the classrooms can be locked down from inside. You need teacher volunteers who work with the local police department, sheriff's departments to do concealed carry, so that they will have weapons on them, and nobody will know about it, and they can stop any armed intruder with their concealed carry. They also need to have some sort of protection within the county from the sheriff's department, that if they do shoot someone that's threatening students with a weapon, or threatening a group of students with weapons, so that if they do shoot someone, they'll be exonerated of any charges, because what they are is they're really working as good Samaritans. Once again, this should be done through the sheriff's department, and they should be trained. The sheriff's department, police department should take them out to the gun ranges and train them so that they can hit whatever they're shooting at. And these teachers who are volunteers or would-be volunteers will carry concealed weapons on their persons, and nobody will know about it. Also, there should be concrete barriers preventing people from driving into schools or driving through fences right into school buildings. Granted, there's football games and so forth going on, and so there needs to be openings available for vehicles to come in and out of the school compound. But there needs to be a lot more concrete barriers and barriers preventing entry to the school. There should be students that are security guards roaming the halls, and in all classes that are trained to deal with emergencies. And like I say, the and fire alarms systems should be have some sort of verification. If somebody pulls a fire alarm, there should be some sort of a verification occur. And all the school systems have intercom systems, so the office can easily verify if a fire alarm is pulled in some area. The teachers need to, the people working in the office of the school, they need to start a verification process. Is there actually a fire before they send all these students outside to possibly be shot by some crazed individual? There are companies that make locking security devices for classrooms that you can shove these things in front of the doors and nobody can get inside. And what should happen on school systems should not only practice fire alarms, or schools should not only practice fire alarms, they should also practice intruder alerts and practice for this sort of situation and lock down the classroom and not be given, and they should not be open up those classrooms once again until they get security clearance with some sort of passwords from the principal and the vice principal. And there needs to be a code associated with those things saying that indeed to let the teachers know that indeed they're not lifting the lockdown based on them being under duress. So the problem is not guns, and the problem is not mental health. There are individuals who will get guns. You're not going to be able to stop that. Even if you ban assault weapons, you still have these automatic pistols. You can do one heck of a lot of damage. So the problem is really poor security in these various schools. Now, like I say, also the school compound should be, especially during school hours, all the school compound gates should be manned, and once the buses come on to the compound and let the students off, the school compound gates should be closed, and there should be some sort of code required for entry. Such example for if the police need to come in, they'll have some sort of code that will open up these checkpoints. Also, there should be some sort of parking outside the school compound, whereas people wanting to come to school, parents or visitors or whatever, can park outside the compound and walk in, or they need to press a button at the place where they drive in and get permission to enter, and then the gate can be opened so they can come on in. See, this young guy in Florida that killed all these people, he came onto the school compound. He had been expelled, so he came onto the school compound. Not only did he come onto the school compound, but he came inside the school, pulled the fire alarm, went back outside the school, shot a bunch of children, and then followed them back in the school and was in the school shooting people. So bad security. He shouldn't have, first of all, gotten onto the school compound, and second, he should not have been able to enter the building. So just poor security, and the principal and the school superintendent and the school district is to blame. And these parents that had children get killed or shot, they should sue the heck out of the school system and the principal and the superintendent. And the principal and the superintendent, they should definitely lose their jobs because they were not doing their jobs properly. If you don't do this, if you don't start taking action to fix the school security system, then there's going to be other shootings, and it's going to happen over and over again. The one that happened in Florida was the 10th most deadliest in the nation, but probably if you take a look back throughout our history in this country, you'll probably find that there's been 30 or 40 or more of these school shootings where there's been multiple fatalities. It's a thing of modern day. It used not to happen in schools. Schools used to be a lot smaller, but it's a modern day problem, and it needs to be dealt with. And the way you deal with it is by increased security. And it's like I said, it's due to the fact that the principals and the superintendents and the school systems are not doing their job. So the bottom line, folks, is school systems need to increase security at their schools, and there are things that they can do. They can use community volunteers to build safety barriers, checkpoints, and they can also use community volunteers and students to maintain security at the school entrances and exits. So once again, that's all I have to say on this video about the school shootings. And regardless of all the anti-gun advocates out there and the people hollering about mental health issues and so forth, unless we take action to improve the security of the schools and take some of the actions that I've outlined in this video, these school shootings are going to continue. And like I said in another video that I posted, which I would appreciate it if you folks watch, one of these days we're going to have a big one, and I mean a really big one, where there's going to be hundreds or more that get killed, and perhaps teachers and principals too are going to get killed. So what I'm saying is principals and superintendents and school systems need to start using the resources they have available to get this job done and improve the security. Otherwise, these school shootings are going to continue and continue and continue, regardless of how much we blame guns or mental health. You can't enter a lot of government buildings. They've got good security. You can't enter courtrooms. They've got good security. And schools, where we're sending our students to get an education, should have super good security. And parents and teachers should demand that, and they should work with the leadership of these school systems to see that the security is improved so that these school shootings in the future can be prevented or greatly minimized. So thanks. You folks have a nice day. Please subscribe to my videos. I enjoy bringing these to your folks, and please watch some of my other videos. Thanks.